Welcome to the show. It's T with P. DJ spinning tracks. Got that reggae spree. Tune in the dots. Let the vibes be free. Late night session. Sip that turbo key. Come in on the electro. Sing it on TNN. Hope you're feeling right. Cause we got the vibes so grand. Get cozy on the wine. With tunes that you be man. T with P's a spot. The best in podcast land. Welcome to the show. It's T with P. DJ spinning tracks. Got that reggae spree. Tune in the dots. Let the vibes be free. Late night session. Sip that turbo key. Come in on the electro. Sing it on TNN. Hope you're feeling right. Cause we got the vibes so grand. Get cozy on the wine. With tunes that you be man. T with P's a spot. The best in podcast land. Welcome back, listeners, to our cozy nook. Where the beats go like pages in a favorite book. Settling, feel the rhythm in every hook. Tonight's the night, let's dance and cook. You have a great time, make yourself at home. In this rhythmic zone, where the melodies from. See with peace and Alexa, where the music keeps you warm. Join the jam, find your peace in the storm. Welcome to the groove, it's tea with me tonight. Feel the reggae flow, let it make the world right. Come and find your comfort, you need to start us right. With every track we spin, you take you to new heights. It's our place to chill, with rhythm that enchants. Join us the moment, let's give you all the chance. Turn up the sweet serenades, let the music down. Open up in my brain time, I swear all in action. Welcome to the show. It's T with P. DJ spinning tracks. Got that reggae spree. Tune in the dots. Let the vibes be free. Late night session. Sip that turbo key. Come in on the electro. Sing it on TNN. Hope you're feeling right. Cause we got the vibes so grand. Get cozy on the wine. With tunes that you be man. T with P's a spot. The best in podcast land. Welcome to the show. It's T with P. DJ spinning tracks. Got that reggae spree. Tune in the dots. Let the vibes be free. Late night session. Sip that turbo key. Come in on the electro. Sing it on TNN. Hope you're feeling right. Cause we got the vibes so grand. Get cozy on the wine. With tunes that you be man. T with P's a spot. The best in podcast land. Hey, good night, folks. It's time to unwind. Think favorite tracks. Leave the stress behind. Welcome to the show. This song was just for you. Be with P's your proof. Where dreams is helping you. Come in on the electro. Sing it on TNN. Hope you're feeling right. Cause we got the vibe so grand. Get cozy on the wine. With tunes that you demand. T with P's the spot. Leave the slip podcast land.
If you're building living soil, Stash Base is your foundation. This is a premium dry soil amendment designed to build nutrient-dense media and support strong vegetative growth right from the jump.
Stash Base isn't just NPK. It's loaded with organic and mineral inputs like calcium phosphate, crustacean meal, kelp, insect frass, rock dust, and biochar. That means macros, micros, and biology all working together.
This is used to build soil and provide nutrition for plants in the vegetative stage. You can mix it into fresh soil, top dress, or side dress. It breaks down slowly with the help of microbes, feeding the soil over time. If you want healthy plants with easy feedings, it all starts with Stash Base.
Available here at Growers House.
I can't believe I'm so close, and I don't wanna take you traveling the world. I'm gonna love you, babe. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are warm. Kicking it fly today, baby, because it's Thursday. That means it's time for a little tea with P, baby, where the T is beer and the P is me, and we're going to sit for the next couple hours talking about everything going down within our community, culture, nudes, science, you name it. Nothing is off the table. Good to see everybody pulling up. Another beautiful Thursday upon us, guys. Mrs. P is in the building as well. Mrs. P, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
The snow finally stopped.
Yes, yeah, the snow has finally stopped. We were in a bit of a blizzard, if you will. Maybe not a blizzard, but a snowstorm, and it like wreaked havoc here. We got, I don't even know how many inches of snow over the course of the last
20 centimeters, which is
a lot.
I don't know how many inches.
I don't even know. El Canna Content is in the building. El Canna Content, man. Good to see you, brother. Let me move this in just a little bit tighter. Idiom's here, man. V-Seeker's in the building. USA. Yep. We'll get to that in a minute.
7.8 inches.
7.8 inches. That's what we got. And Mrs. P, 7.8 inches is what? This, right? Mrs. P, right? Guys, it's great to see you, man. I guess the main story this evening is USA nudges out Canada for the gold medal match in women's Olympic hockey. Congratulations, America. You made it. You want me to sit back?
There you go.
You gotta talk to me. Yeah. No, I can't go anywhere. You gotta fix me, Mrs. P. What happened?
Fix you. I don't know what happened. You moved the camera.
This is fine. Just like this. Shout out to America, man. You guys did it, man. You guys did it. You guys killed it. You guys did a great job. I'm very proud of you guys. You played an incredible hockey game. Unfortunately, the ladies just, didn't pull it off. That's the reality of it. Is we left a little bit of room on the table. And America, man, you guys did it, man. You guys did it. Congratulations. American women's hockey taking the gold medal match. Congratulations, guys. I was a little devastated. However,
I'm still a little devastated.
We got the men's game next tomorrow. Canada versus Finland, USA versus Slovakia, to battle it out to see who's going to face who in the gold medal match of the Olympics. A lot of people are like, who even watches I'm watching the Olympics. Mrs. P's watching the Olympics.
Let me tell you, if it is not Canada versus US in the gold medal game, I'm done watching. It should be nobody else but those two teams, just like it was for the ladies.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, shout out to the Finns. They got a very talented team. Shout out to Slovakia. They only have like 6 NHL players on their entire team, and here they are in the semifinals, or the quarterfinals. So that's pretty damn awesome. Go sports!
I heard Italy had like 8 Canadians on their team.
Yep. That's like the Chinese skiing team.
Right?
Pumped full of Americans.
And what's happening with the curling?
Going down in infamy.
Who thought the curling would be the most controversial part of the Olympics?
Hey, Frankies, are you a curler? You do any curling? How about Dab Marino? Hey, gifting himself that membership right before the top of the show, man. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for that, man. Dab Marino, you crossed me as a curler, brother. You curling? Who's curling these days? Yo, Dr. Dank Nugs, welcome in, friend. I got everybody right here, man. Thanks for everybody pull up. For the record, if you guys are here right now, you guys answered the call. The very few notifications YouTube sends out, you guys got them. You guys hit the call or answered the call. So thank you, man. Major Singh or Mojor Singh, Red Bull, yes. Adirondack, long time, brother. Good to see you, man. I watch curling. Yeah, ever since the Conspiracies, Frankies. What do you think? Olympic break dancing rules.
Oh
yes.
My god.
Yes, I agree. Go Australia.
That clip has been resurfacing for like the last month, and it's hilarious every time.
Yeah, Idiom, good to see you, man. Oh man, Canada was a little out of line in that curling thing, I thought. Yeah, little bit. Fuck off.
Twice, the men's and the women's.
Anytime someone's like, Pigeons, what do you think about that curling incident? I'm like, fuck off. That's what I say. Okay, and if you don't understand, you'll have to watch the clip. Watch the clip. Watch the clip. Sized keel. What's up, man? Curling these rolling papers into cones, if that counts. It certainly does. It certainly does. Night of Living Soil. Good to see you, friend. Double A is in the building. Metal Rules. Good to see you. Hazer, how are you, friend? Thomas Cross is here too. Blazing Arizona. BA. Good to see you, friend. Shout out to you and the missus. Anthony's here. Anthony's story. What's your story, dude? Good to see you, man. Seeker. USA, USA, USA. Tomorrow we cheer Canada, Canada. It's okay. I understand. I know. Earthman, what's up, P? Mrs. P, we are always on standby, bro. We wouldn't miss a show. Earthman, I appreciate the love, man. Thank you for standing by. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Greetings, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Metal. We got a great show in store for you guys today. We have a ton of stories to dive into. We've got some controversies. We've got some conspiracies. And, well, we've got some teams parting ways. Yep, all that and so much more coming up right after this ad-friendly, family-friendly, non-glorifying, document-style hit from Zibong. Okay? We ain't glamorizing nothing here. Nope. But what's this? LJ Jones for like the third week in a row with another 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Yo, LJ, man, I really appreciate the love, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. That's like 100,000 gifted memberships over the course of the last couple weeks, couple months, man. Thank you for all the love, dude. It means the world. Thank you for the support. And thanks to all the people that received the gifted sub. Or I'm saying thanks on behalf of everybody that received a sub. I'm not even high yet.
Memberships, not subs.
Memberships. Yep, subs are subs. Right. Yeah, it's different, man. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. P. Thanks, Adirondack. I appreciate that, man. Herb Nerd, good to see you, friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Automatic Beats, man. Good to see you too, friend. Good to see you. ATX Organics. What up? Is that an Italian flag? No, nope. It's Mexico. The Mexican flag, dear. Yeah, Italy, I think, is the other way around.
Horizontal, but same colors.
Yeah.
Yes. My bad.
Yep. There's actually a number of places that are red, white, and green.
I'm awful with.
I think Morocco is red, white, and green too.
I'm so bad with flags. I apologize.
Yeah, it's tough.
The Canadian education system did me dirty.
It's lacking. Hannah Kev made it. Thank heavens, dude. I don't know what I was going to do without you, brother. I'm glad you made it, man. I was just about to shut this whole thing down, dude. I was like, if Kev doesn't get here in the next 30 fucking seconds, this shit's done. But you made it. So thank heavens. The show must go on. Frogwalk, good to see you, man. Fap is here too. Fap, good to see you, man. Chappelle, how you doing? John Doe, hello. Chris Peabody, hello. Vark Dog, what's up? AB Farm, holla. Good to see you guys, man. I think I just greeted all 140 of you people, man. Thank you. What's this? Thanks for that gifted sub. Love you, pigeons. Yo, 5 gifted bones. That right there, doubloons. 5 doubloons. Gifted by Frankie's, man. Thank you. Or donated. I think it's more like donated. Because if you gifted me that $5, well, maybe it is a gift.
It's the same
thing. It is a gift. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. John Lindsay, good to see you too, dude. First one here every day. Good to see you, man. Let me just partake. Cheers. No. No, we're not chairs. No, because that would almost it kind of signifies if this was celebratory in nature. And that is not the case. Not at all. This is serious. Bark Dog can't even say the word bong.
Face.
Vase.
Vase?
Face vase. The vase vase. Visa vase.
It's for flowers.
Dab Marino, says John Doe. So, In true style, I didn't write down anything. All the stories, all the notes, everything.
I have it
all at Mrs. P's fingertips. None of them at mine. But a couple things I wanted to mention before we get started is the first thing, guys, is I got live footage of what it's like to be in the freezer. What it's like to be in the freezer on behalf of our good friend over on X, Marvin Lee. This right here, 4K footage, live POV inside the freezer. Let's see it, Mrs. P.
Why is there no sound?
It's a really good question. That is quite interesting. There's no sound. Huh. That's right. We would argue that it's copywritten anyways, this music, and you wouldn't hear it anyways. So what you're seeing here is this is the process on how to make honey using fish eggs. Okay? Without proper humidity control, temperatures can become a problem. So the real goal is to keep moisture low, temperature stable, and warm air out. Oh. Shout out to Marvin Lee, man. I heard it. It's crazy that they didn't hear it.
I'm not entirely
sure. You heard it too, eh?
Yeah, I did. There was music, so it would have been copyrighted.
It would have been copywritten anyway.
And the words were on the screen. So.
And the words were on the screen, Mrs. P says. Shout out to Marvin Lee over on X, man. Were you going to say, Mrs. P?
Well, now I worry that none of them are going to have sound.
I don't think we need sound from any of them, do we?
Well.
I don't think so.
Okay, we'll roll with it.
But it must be one of the
He messed around with the audio
the filters.
Much.
Dude, show me the filters on the audio real quick. Good tips, Hazer. The noise gate, turn that off. Yep, we're going to do that. 100% that was it.
Okay.
Like real fish eggs? Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but that's what that was. But now I showed this on my Twitch the other day. So Mrs. P and I, you guys know we take helicopter flights every day. we travel like back and forth to like the Bahamas, like weekly and stuff like that. All the time. Like T Swizzy ain't got nothing on us. And so I collected a little bit of sand and I put that sand in water, and just take a look at the effects that you can get just staring at this stuff in water. It's beautiful. Look at this. Turn the music down so they can hear it. Turn it off, the music. Copyright. There we go. What?
I can't hear you in these headphones.
No, because the sound, the loud. But look at this. So this is sand from the Himalayas, and we what we've done is we have put it inside water from the Caribbean, and you insert the sand and the fish eggs. Okay, it's trichome heads, but look at this, guys. It's fucking beautiful, dude. I'm playing with the AI on YouTube's AI. We haven't been copywritten in a long time, and I think my commentary works. But right now there's this song. It's like a very dramatic song that's playing. And oh man, the footage of those heads just rolling around. I don't know if it's water. I don't think it's water. It could be like glycerin.
Oil of some kind.
Yeah, something. I just thought it was absolute. Can you show it again? Miss
Yeah,
P?
of course.
I just want to, it was absolutely gorgeous. Just check this out again. So there's the sand. They put it in the jar. Couple drops of something. Clearly not, maybe not water. I'm not certain. Maybe it is, but just, tell me this plant and all of its being and all its essence isn't one of the most captivating, breathtaking things you've ever seen. It reminds me of like watching the galaxies and just kind of seeing things, and puts things in perspective, kind of.
It reminds me of one of those old, like, I don't even know what they're called, but I know my grandparents used to have one where it's like you turn it upside down and like
a snow globe.
No, the different colors of like oil.
A kaleidoscope?
Bubble up out of the.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the oils, and it mixes inside the other solution. That doesn't mix, but they float
But they
within that
float,
solution.
yeah.
Yeah. Lava lamp for adults. Kind of like a lava lamp.
It's kind of like a lava lamp, but it's different.
But yeah. I remember there were different colors.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? This is not sand. Neriju sign. Neriju sign a TV Yave. Shh. Okay. It's a lava lamp, friends. It's a lava lamp. Okay, so what was the next one? I was trying to explain something different right before that one. The clip. What was the next one you have?
The easiest explanation of how magic.
Oh, that too. Yeah, no, that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about something else entirely, but now I can't even remember what it was. And then you open that, I was like, oh yeah, this one. We travel a lot. Sand. Yeah. Anyways, I talk a lot.
I don't know.
But so I was searching the web, and I found this. It's like 40-second video that does an incredible job of explaining. I don't know how to say this. Mushrooms. Check this video out. Check this one out. This is really, really captivating.
I feel like.
What?
Just checking the audio on it.
Oh.
This is psilocybin, and it's in magic mushrooms. But this phosphate group prevents it from entering the brain.
Turn it up or no?
The liver can remove this group and create psilocin. Psilocin is almost identical to serotonin. When you line them up together, you can see that the only difference between psilocin and serotonin is right here at the bottom, where psilocin has 2 extra carbon atoms and serotonin doesn't have any. This is what allows psilocin to bind to the same receptors in the brain as serotonin, which is what causes the effects of magic mushrooms. Bonus fact, if you remove this part of psilocin, now you have DMT.
Crazy. I know that was a little quiet.
As loud as
it was as loud as it can. For some reason, my Twitter is very quiet. Some of them are, and some of them aren't. We listened to that last one. It was really loud.
Real loud.
But anyways, essentially she showed us the molecules there and broke it down, the difference between psilocybin, serotonin, and in some case, in the very end there, DMT, and how similar these molecules, yeah, really are. How similar these are. Molecules. I think that's the right word. Just absolutely fascinating. The internet is an incredible place, and if you can sift through all the propaganda bullshit that you've been seeing lately, you can find quite a bit of education. And it's pretty sweet to see and to learn. Now, before I get too far into the nudes, and before we start talking too crazy, I want to remind you guys, at any time, if you guys have anything you want to share, you want to comment, you want to put in, add your opinions. Add your opinions in the chat. And if I don't happen to see your comment, feel free to post your comment again. And don't spam the chat. Don't put it in all caps or anything. But if you would like to comment or have a question, just comment, please. And we'll I'll try to see it, and I'll try to contribute to it. Don't forget, you can also follow me at Pigeons420 over on X. Okay, that's a great way to get a hold of me too, because that's where I get the majority of my nudes from, because it's a great nude source, and also it's a great place it's like a town square to have a conversation. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. So hit me up there at Pigeons420. If you want to have a conversation live, I'm live over on Twitch just about every single day at Pigeons420. And if you want to see the garden, I post in there once every year at Pigeons420 over on Instagram. I don't post often, but I do post every now and again. And now that I got the plants in full flower, that you're definitely going to be seeing more posts over on Instagram, so I can show off some flowers. Okay. Just point me out, John Doe. I think I said hi, John, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said hi. Vark says nudes. No, not here. No. We're talking about the nudes. Let's keep our minds out of the gutter, okay? And let's stay focused for just a few minutes, okay? Just a few minutes. I've got a story today. A story of one of which we've got multiple things going on. We're going to be talking about conspiracies, but the first story I want to talk about is the parting of ways. The parting of ways. Some might not have seen this coming. However, rumor has it over the course of the last couple days that Sebastian from 420 FastBuds is no longer working with 420 FastBuds. Heard this a couple days ago and I thought, oh boy, what's going on? And I reached out to 420 FastBuds, and at the time of this live stream, I haven't heard any response. But I also reached out to Sebastian, and I asked for his opinion, and he was very quick to kind of fill me in. And, you know, there was a lot of things that he discussed that I'm not going to talk about, but there was a lot of things that he discussed that I thought were quite interesting and very relatable, to which I could relate. And so, if you happen to see, he posted a video on his Instagram that said he's got a brand new channel and to come and check him out. And it's on It's 710 somewhere. And so I saw this video and I thought, oh, and this was before I even heard anything. And I thought, okay, he's changing up the vibe, changing the looks. And so I thought nothing of it. But then word hit the streets that Sebastian's no longer with 420 FastBuds, and I thought, oh wow, that's kind of strange because Sebastian is kind of the face of 420 FastBuds. If it's not Chubbs, it's Sebastian. And so I reached out and I said, hey dude, I kind of heard that you weren't working, and so he filled me in. And so it sounds like, although there was a long time of mutual benefit and mutual appreciation that came to an end after the story that we covered, if you recall, about the Twitter poll that was taken by David Downs, and 420 FastBuds was winning the poll. You guys remember this story? We covered it not too long ago. And essentially what happened was 420 FastBuds was winning this poll put on by a journalist from, I can't even remember where David Downs is out of, to be quite frank. And he, due to 420 FastBuds having such a commanding lead in the poll, they changed the rules. They kind of changed the stipulations, and they kind of said, okay, well, if you're going to participate in the vote, you have to vote this many times, and you have to kind of meet these particular criteria. Well, after changing the rules, that changed the layout of who was in first, second, and third for the poll. And in turn, this kind of pissed 420 FastBuds off. And 420 FastBuds specifically asked Sebastian if he would create a video and read a pre-written script that, in his words, was not professional. It kind of was against the community, and it kind of threw other companies under the bus. And Sebastian said, you know what? Instead, what I'll do is I'll write you another script, something a little more professional, something a little more acceptable, something a little more community oriented, and maybe something that'll be a little more acceptable. And he presented that to 420 FastBuds, and they said, no, you're gonna read what we wrote, and that's it, and that's final. And Sebastian disagreed, and he said, no, I'm not going to be a mouthpiece, particularly in a situation where I'm going to disparage other companies. And so he realized that by taking a stance that now he was being treated differently. He was removed from communications with the company. He was told not to go live and not to post any videos under the 420 FastBuds name, and essentially was very quickly ushered to the door, to the point where he had a phone call with the owners, and they essentially said, it's this way or the highway. And Sebastian decided, no, I'm not going to be a mouthpiece. I don't think that this is necessary in regards to the words that they were going to frame. And in fact, the script that they wanted him to read is very similar to the posts that they were making on their Instagram during the poll debacle. And they threw Humboldt. See, show that slide up again, Mrs. P, with the Obamas putting the. They threw Bodie, Humboldt, CSI, Capulator, all under the bus. They essentially, it was us versus them. The Humboldt essentially was saying, well, you can vote for anyone, but don't vote for 420 FastBuds, and they didn't like that. 420 FastBuds didn't like that. And so they wrote up a session of posts that were kind of just seriously, not scandalous. That's not the word I'm looking for, but just unnecessary. And so because of that, that's it. That's the wrap. And so Sebastian's kind of been tossed out onto the out into the curb, if you will, with the trash. And has started his own channel. I'll share it here. It's the It's 710 somewhere on YouTube, and 420 Sebastian on Instagram. And go ahead and play this video, Mrs. P.
If you're wondering, why is there no more content here? What's going on? Well, check out my new backup YouTube at It's 710 somewhere. Check that short, comment on it, and you get a chance to win. If you're one.
So, yep. Needless to say, you're not going to see any kind of real association with Sebastian and 420 FastBuds anytime soon. And this is a story to which I can relate. The reason is like when I first got started in this space, I too was kind of working alongside or working with a very large pro plant publication, and it was unknown to me at the time, but this large entity was just taking advantage of me, my position, my views, the work ethic that I had, and I didn't see it at the time. I didn't see it until finally I started to realize, wait a second, you do not have my best interests in mind at all, and this is just a matter of how much can you extrapolate out of me for them, and I realized that I don't want anything to do with that, and so seeing Sebastian go through this, now again, I want to be very clear. Let me just interject here to myself. I've reached out to 420 FastBuds for an official statement, and I am still waiting for that official statement. So should they give me some story or some statement that either is contradictory to anything that I've said or Sebastian has said right now, then I will be sure to correct it and state the record. However, at this time, based on my own experience and based on what Sebastian has told me, I feel very, very inclined to believe what Sebastian is telling me. Obviously, there's always three sides to every story. There's their side, and the truth. But at this time, you can guarantee that you will no longer be seeing Sebastian. It's 420 somewhere. And 420 FastBuds in the same conversation. Mrs. P and I were talking about this earlier, and she's like, wow, I thought he was 420 FastBuds.
I only know about 420 FastBuds because of Sebastian. He is the face, he is the personality, he is the voice, and I think without him, that's going to be hard to claw back from, but
yeah,
business is business, and
yeah,
we've dealt with more than just that publication that you referred to too, that have done that in the past.
Yep.
There's been multiple companies that try to take advantage.
Yep.
And it's just the name of the game.
Seems like it.
You get to a point where you have something that they want, but they want it for as little as they can possibly give.
Yep.
And that's That's not how business works.
And the moment you start to find your self-worth, that's when all of a sudden it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We appreciate it when you were a sheep.
Yep. And there's always someone younger and, in my opinion, more naive that's willing to do that work for
free,
less.
For nothing.
Yeah. Just for the experience or for the freebies or for the clout. And unfortunately, that's what they go towards.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just, someone in the chat said it very well. People over corporations every day. People over corporations every day. Sorry, if I could see who it was. If you can find that for me, just so I can give credit to where credit is due. You're absolutely right. Just remember that, it's important to do your homework as to where you get your genetics from and who's behind those genetics, so that you can understand whether those are legitimate genetics and or follow the story and whatever tickles your fancy. But just make sure you do your homework. I know for a fact that there are a lot of sketchy breeders out there. I know that for a fact that there are people lying about their genetics. I know for a fact there's people that are selling genetics saying they're one thing, but in fact they're something else. We've talked about all of this. So just be sure that when you're giving because we decide these things with our dollar. So be sure that we are giving that dollar to exactly who we want to give that dollar to, because at the end of the day, everybody wants that money, man. But we got the choice.
ATX Organics, yes, or the Weasels.
Yeah, fuck the Weasels.
He was also the one that said people over profits. ATX Organics.
Oh, people over profits. Yep, people over profits. Yeah, it was company. Yeah, people over companies. We might have been the same thing, but yes, thank you. Yep, you're absolutely right. ATX, what an L for 420 FastBuds. I agree.
Yep.
I 100% agree. Now, of course, as I said, there are there's other sides to the story. So maybe we find out that something else has occurred. But I totally do. I do agree. I do believe in the idea of influencer marketing, because as an influencer, I have the ability to change. I've changed companies, other companies. I've been able to do that with my voice. And, I don't take that lightly. And so, having the opportunity to be the face of something is something that I think is very important. And I think that it's something that as a company, you should be very, very lucky to have an influencer or to have a face, to have somebody that shows love to your brand, because brand loyalty is something that you cannot buy. You cannot buy that. That comes from people using your product, enjoying the experience, and then going over and above to share that with the world. And so it's a special kind of marketing. And of course, with that come the weasels, where you kind of have to navigate who's shelling out and who's really looking for a decent product, who's really actually standing behind what they're talking about. Because I'll tell you right now, and it's easy for people to say, and it's easy for, I stand behind every single product I have ever endorsed. Even the companies that I don't even agree with anymore, if I endorse their product, I still stand by it. It's probably still a great product. I just don't like the company. So that's the reality. That's the reality is I don't want to become some shill that's just pushing out nonsense. Integrity matters. And having somebody that's willing to share that integrity and share that loyalty with the world is something you should hang on to for dear life, because you can't get rid of that, man. You can't get rid of that. You can't buy that, man. You just can't buy that. And that's why shout out to all the small creators, man, that have ever showed love, man. All the people that have showed love to Stash Nutrients, man. Stash Nutrients have been out for just a couple months, since December. And man, people are already having fantastic results, and they're telling the world about it. And it's the little guys, man, little guys that are so relentless, and they're so ruthless in sharing their opinion about it. And I love that shit, dude. So anyways, that's the story. That's my opinion, but that's 2/3 of the show. The other third is your opinion. What do you think about the situation? Do you think there's more to the story? I think that's a fair assessment. Maybe there is.
There's always more, but
I think that's fair. But how do you see this situation lining up? Do you think this is good for 420 FastBuds? Do you think this is good for Sebastian? And if so, why not? If not, why so? And I want to hear from you. So comment, leave us your comment, and I want to hear from you, because I have talked with Sebastian, and let me tell you, the guy's a great guy. The guy's a great guy. He's very passionate about what he believes in. And, he was passionate for 420 FastBuds. He was passionate, or he is passionate about this plant. And, I think he's a great guy. And so I'll state my bias right off the start. I'm not a huge fan of autoflowers. I haven't really found anything from FastBuds that's really captivated me in any way. Whatever, it is what it is. We've talked our shit, but at the same time, it's like I have had good, solid conversations with Sebastian. So there's my biases. I'll lay them out as you see them, but more importantly, I want to hear what you think. Okay?
He'll do great things.
I think he will too. Yeah, I think he will too. He was destined for great things.
Yep.
Chappelle, 420 FastBuds has lost a good man with lots of passion. I agree.
Agreed.
Yep, I agree. More to the story, too much money coming in. No, they got the money. Fuck off. Say again. Sorry. Can you a little bit more to the story? Yep. Too much money coming in, knowing they got the money. Fuck off. Yeah. There's probably, there is lots of money, but the thing is that it's very important for someone and particularly in this industry. I'll be honest with you. I've been doing online influencing, if you can call it that. I'm just going to call it that for the lack of a better term. I've been creating content online for 10 plus years. I started in 2014. I have literally watched
12 years now.
Yeah. I've literally watched the industry, the online presence and community flourish and develop in front of my eyes. I've seen it all happen, and it's been an incredible journey. And in fact, you might not know this, but I've even had a hand in inventing and bringing in, and not even inventing, but bringing in outside ideas of marketing and influence to the cannabis influencer space that has allowed the creation of the space that we see it as today. I've had a large hand in that. Because, coming as the growing side of things in 2016, it companies given products and it's like, after a while, it's like, okay, wait a second. It's like, I'm piling up on LED lights. What the hell am I going to do with all these? Well, at a certain point, you start to understand your worth. Okay. That's where I'm getting with this. You start to understand, well, wait a second. I spend a lot of time editing videos and recording, and it's a dream job. Don't get me wrong, but it takes effort, it takes time, it takes work. If you want to be the best of the best, and you want to be on top, you better be willing to hustle. And the reality is when you start to discover your self-worth, well, that's when the tides change a little bit. That's when all of a sudden that power dynamic changes. These companies that all of a sudden had so much domination in the industry, in the space, in the community, online, don't have so much domination anymore, because no, I just won't take your free product and just tell everybody it's great. No, get out of here. Leave me alone with that. So, yeah, I can't entirely remember what the fuck the point of my conversation was. Too much money fucking off. Oh, yeah. The amount of money that these companies make off of guys like me. My channel has, I don't even know how many millions of views my channel has since being, like, I deleted all my videos pre-2018. So that was 400 videos I deleted. So with all those videos deleted, all those millions of views, I think I still have 6 some million or whatever views on my channel. Think about how much influence that is. When I say, hey, buy this light, or hey, check out this product, or hey, consider doing this. People are going to listen. People are going to buy that product. Like I said, I like to think I had a hand in putting Spider Farmer on the map. As one of the very first and very few influencers that were even using their product. They had no bullshit warranty. They had horrible customer service when I first started working with them. And it was like 2 weeks of working with them, all of a sudden my inbox was boom, boom, boom. Their warranty sucks. Their customer service is fucking horrible. Da 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 da. And I was like, holy shit. So guess what I did? I wrote them an email. I said, whoa. If we're going to be working together, I'm going to keep myself tight and right, but you got to keep your shit tight and right. If my people are going to come to you and ask that for insight or questions or help, you've got to provide it for them. And guess what? They did. They started having they upped their warranty like threefold. Customer service at least responded back to people. And it was just like, oh, okay, well, what do you know? So needless to say, these companies are making millions of dollars. And then you've got the little guy over here that they're just taking advantage of and exploiting the shit out of, trying to get away with as little as possible. And this is, in my opinion, the Sebastian situation here, where you've got 420 FastBuds that he's got to be making millions of dollars, but how much are they really spending to make that name, man? I would like how many people thought Sebastian was the owner of that company?
Me. All day.
Did you know that if you want a face of someone to work like that, that costs a lot of money?
To have somebody that passionate.
That costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they probably weren't paying it. So anyways, our industry is very novice, and it is changing, and this will change. And that's why it's like you will get a few weasels that pop up here and there where it's like they are fully taking advantage of the system, and they'll come, they go. It's the way it goes. But at the same time, you've got a system now where it's like the power dynamic has now shifted. You don't have the exploitation of companies where it's like now they can just dominate and give free shit to everybody, and it's like, whoa, no, those days are done. Days are done. So now, with what little money gets tossed around, it's like let's try to find real reviews, real insight, real testing, that kind of shit.
Texas Deuces says the ego is strong. What did I walk in on?
Yeah, it's
maybe
things.
A little vent.
It's just the side of this things that you really don't see. Like you could tune into the cosmetic online space, and you could tune into the car online space or the gaming online space, and everything I'm talking about is from 2010. Like they've been doing this. This is the way it is. This is the way it has been. It's just the cannabis industry and the cannabis online space is just so novice still, where it's like it literally I can almost guarantee your favorite content creator is still working for free. And I think that's a shame. A
lot of beauty influencers work for free product still.
Mm-hmm.
And still have regular day jobs.
Yep. So it's and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's like a lot of these guys are putting in a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort, and in other industries that gets noticed. That gets compensated for. I hope I'm articulating myself well enough here. I hope I'm hitting the right points that I'm trying to hit without sounding like an spoiled, entitled asshole. Because I am, but I just don't want it to sound like that. I'm just kidding. Nobody spoils me. Mrs. P spoils me with love. Mrs. P spoils me with love. And you do have to you do have to have a level of ego. You have to. Everyone should. Everybody should, because in life, as you guys all know, I'm not trying to preach here. I'm just trying to be honest, because I don't know who else is dealing with winter right now, and the fact that the days are shorter and the nights are longer, and it's very cold and it's tough to go outside. And the reality is that without a strong ego, you have to be, you would simply curl up and die. You would give up. And we can't do that. We are not giving up. You and I, we've been through enough shit. Okay, we're not giving up now. Hell no. Hell no. So what do we have to do? We have to battle that depression and that mental anxiety and the stress that we face every single day. How do you battle that? With your ego. Because yes, it replays in your head. All the nasty things you tell yourself and all those things that you're trying to do to better yourself that you're not doing, and you're reminding yourself that you're not good enough and all that stuff. It's not that those are bad thoughts, but those can be motivating thoughts with a strong ego, because you're keeping yourself in check. Depression is a level of check where it's like it's the body reminding you that you have to be humble. Now it's a matter of keeping your ego in check so that it can battle the depression, to use the words, the negativity, the aggression, the stress, and as a fire to burn underneath you so that you can proceed through your day and be the best version of yourself. So an ego is very important, very important. So if you find yourself being, strong in the ego, make sure that, it's for something. It's for motivation. It's to convert the bad and the negative to positive. That's how I see it. Brina, good to see you, girl. Thanks for pulling up. Texas is here. Greasy Trees is in the house. Tasty Genetics too. I saw you and I never said hi. Good to see you, brother. Rob Schott's here too. Rob Schott, just so everybody knows, check this out. This is Rob Schott's very own work right here. Let's get the reflection of the light just perfectly. Got the From the Stash here. Man, check this out. This was made by him, and it's absolutely beautiful. It commemorates the June 7th, 2025 Vermilion Hill Longmont, Colorado DGC Cup. And it's absolutely spectacular and beautiful. So, yeah, huge shout out to Rob Schott. Stunning. It's actually, I just realized this, that it's carved a spot against the light.
Has it?
Yeah. Yeah, there it is.
It's okay. Now it has its spot.
Yeah. I think it's better as a healthier ego. Yeah, so true and very powerful words. I appreciate you, Darvin.
I like Sean T 2808's mantra, eat more peanut butter, better bong hits.
I do like me some peanut butter, boy. I tell you what.
I catch Little P eating it out of the container with a spoon.
I wonder where he got that from. Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely from his father.
Not from me at all.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
I catch you doing it too. Don't even fight.
I'm not even sure what you're talking about. But I want you guys to, I want to encourage you guys to, if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns on anything that I've spoken about, and I'm just trying to keep up, man. I'm just trying to keep up. I appreciate all your love and kind words. Are you drinking tea, P? Always. With the T is beer and the P is me. No, it's coffee today. I do that all the time. Yeah, seen pigeons get that at the DGC Cup. Yes, you did, John. You were right there, bro. Cheers, mate. Plant Daddy Organics. Cheers, friend. More PB butter, more edible hits. Yeah, peanut butter edibles. Eat more mangoes, better bong rips. Yes, I've heard that. Mangoes. The chemical makeup of the mango and the weed, they actually it clings to the mango.
Really?
THC clings to mango. Yeah.
It is not mango season in Canada.
Yeah, it is certainly not mango season.
They're like $4 a piece.
Yeah, no, we avoid all the tropical things in the wintertime here because the price of food, I'm sure that's for everybody right now, the price of food is astronomical. And yeah, trying to buy a honeydew, watermelon, all those things, pretty much any fruit right now.
Anything
is so expensive.
I had this conversation with Little P today when he was working on his business class assignment. We were talking about profit margins, and so I was explaining to him about food and how, like, if the jug of milk only costs $1.20 for them to produce, but they charge $6 for it.
Right.
And this is why people have their own farms and their own vegetable gardens. And it was good. He understood.
I wanted to, if you guys recall, the other week we covered a story from Skunk magazine in regards to a trademark battle that they've been going over. That they've been going through with BBK, I believe it was BBK Tobacco.
Yes.
And the skunk name. And while Skunk magazine on their Instagram account, which is very flavorful, might I add, they kind of hashed out the response from Josh Kesselman, the owner of Raw, and it went something like this. So we read last week the BBK Tobacco and what was it? Tobacco and Foods and Tobacco did not allow or kind of injected against a trademark from Skunk magazine to trademark the name Skunk magazine. and they cited that it goes against the name Skunk, to which is something that they have owned the name of for a very long time. And I encourage you to go check out that episode last week. But Skunk Magazine received a response from Josh, and it says this. Can you blow this up or no?
Which part?
The
video part or
no,
the comments?
You can play the video while I'm reading it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So Josh said and claimed he had the rights to Skunk Magazine name because he has a paper brand called Skunk Brand. He attempted to get me to agree to not sell any other products under the Skunk Magazine name, attempting to block the trademark unless I agreed to his terms, essentially demanding that I only sell my magazine and no other products relevant to the cannabis industry. Skunk Magazine has been selling head shop products for 20 years at various times. We also do seed sales and licensing deals with flower, hash, and pre-rolls that we have been doing for several years. All of that was to be blocked if I was to agree to his terms. He literally demanded that I not sell other products besides the magazine that help to bring health and success to my brand. There are hundreds of brands across the world that have Skunk in their name. Is he going after everyone? He legitimately caused harm to my small woman-run minority-owned business. He has created a monopoly with HBI in all of their products. As a woman in the global industry for the last 20 years, I have personally witnessed him harassing, attempting to block, attempting to dominate, sue, and clear out his competition anywhere he sees it. He has created a monopoly with HBI and all of their products. He has also lied about his non-existent charity and his papers being made in Alcoy, Spain. We covered that. It never existed. They never were. It never existed. They never were. He had to take both of those things off of his packaging. He also continued to lie about his behavior towards our brand and his actions that I actually have proof of, hence why we are sharing the truth, as we are not going to tolerate any lies or bullshit. Further explaining, here he is in his own words, sharing below, and I am sharing the actual documentation and paperwork that proves his words don't match his heinous actions. He is misleading and untruthful about the facts. Excuse me. And I personally will not put up with it. I spent upwards of $10,000 already on lawyers to see if there was any solution to be had, and there simply wasn't. I wasn't going to continue to dump resources nor agree to his ridiculous conditions. And then they threw his words through Skunk Magazine. Josh, in his own words, "Hi, Julie. Hope you are doing well. I wonder if this is just a misunderstanding. We own Skunk rolling papers and smoking stuff, which is a brand that has been around since the 90s. I think we mostly just want you to agree not to make rolling papers and any other smoking related products. You wouldn't reply and blocked me on social media while writing some really incorrect and mean things about me. I'm hoping that you are a nice person who just didn't realize that we have skunk smoking related products for so many years. I hope you will write back and become more of a friend to us, since we really just need to protect our skunk brand and would really want to work things out with you in a more positive way. The biggest concern isn't the magazine itself, it's the items listed in your trademark application that I think are the same as ours. Text me if you want to chat and work things out directly. Joshua." Skunk Magazine continues. "Our counter proposal is that we are fine with not using the word skunk in regards to rolling papers, but that is all. I will not make any other concessions. HBI/Raw is a rolling paper company, and nobody in the global cannabis industry is aware of or thinks of the skunk name in an affiliation with them. What is very well known is that Skunk Magazine is an 18-year-old global lifestyle brand. I am currently selling clothing, flour, hash, and seeds legally, as well as have other co-brand products in the works, or in the wings. Grinders, I think it means works. Grinders, vaporizers, glass, ... and other products. I will completely stay away from rolling papers, but that is the only thing I'm willing to agree to. Also, I will add that I find it particularly disturbing that this multi-million-dollar company is bullying and trying to harm and browbeat a small woman-owned, minority-owned 5-person company. I am a single mother who lives very frugally, and we are an activist magazine that has been devoted to the global community and an end to prohibition for almost 2 decades. I believe if I come out with this story publicly, it will reflect extremely poorly on Josh and Raw Papers, given all the bad press and scandal that he has already gone through. Thank you, Giulio Chariello. And that's it from Skunk Magazine. So, a lot was said, a lot to unpack, but the reality is that to break it down is you have Skunk Magazine that's biting into their claims that they are going to continue to sell skunk-related smoking products, even though Raw/HBI/BBK Food and Tobacco has made it very clear that those products go against the trademark that their company has using the skunk name. I have a feeling that this is not something that's going to be settled out of court. This is not something that's going to be settled mutually between the two parties for multiple reasons. First, you have Skunk Magazine that has blocked and made communication very difficult. So that kind of inhibits things. However, they did get this communication through, so there is still a pathway to do so. The name Skunk is so synonymous with the weed industry and just weed in general that it doesn't surprise me that there's going to be a battle over this name. I could honestly, quite frankly, based on the size of Skunk Magazine, I could see them relenting. They're going to keep the Skunk Magazine name. I could see it. And they're going to forfeit the skunk rolling papers and products and all that. If HBI/BBK/Raw has trademarks on the name skunk for rolling papers and so on and so forth, then it's case closed. There's already trademarks. It's already complete. It's already done. Whether or not the argument of nobody affiliates the name skunk with Raw, that argument doesn't stand. It simply doesn't work. If you already have a trademark, it is what it is. The affiliation doesn't matter. I understand the emotional appeal. A woman-run company, lives frugally, single mother. I understand the emotional appeal, but the reality is that that's just further evidence that this company, Raw, HBI/BBK Food and Tobacco, can just kind of steamroll through this, and it's not going to be a big deal. I hate to see something like that, but the emotional appeal, I unfortunately just don't think is going to work. It's not something that really holds any ground. It's business, and it's ruthless. It's nasty. What I would like to see happen is that these two entities work together to come to a mutual resolution that would see mutual benefit, where whether or not Skunk Magazine retains the Skunk Magazine name and not the products, or HBI/Raw/BBK Foods and Tobacco relents and just gives them all of it. I think both are stories, but there's money to be made here. There's a lot of money, and the name Skunk, I think, is one. It's one that needs to be grabbed. It's like 420. It's like it's like dank. It's like all these things. People are going to try to grab those terms and use them for their business and for their logos. I just can't see anyone. I really just can't see Raw just giving it up. And it's not Raw. It's BBK. BBK Food and Tobacco. So I just can't see them giving up that name because it's so popular. So as I said, I would like to see mutual agreement. Will it happen? What do you guys think? I feel for Skunk magazine based on the emotional appeal. This is a magazine with 20 years history in the industry doing their thing. That's not something that you can really just snub your nose at. I think that's valid. I think that's huge. I think they've created a community and a space in the world, in the internet, that deserves to be celebrated and deserves to be recognized. They've also been running the name of it on the magazine for a long time. On the flip side of things, if I was the owner of BBK Food and Tobacco, there is some level of I don't want to say ruthlessness, because that's not necessarily the right word, but there is some level of just awareness that you have to have in the space, and an understanding of how much money are you willing to spend to secure something. And if BBK has the money to secure the name, and they feel that it is strong enough affiliation, that there's strong enough affiliation, and or that they have that right, then the winner take all, in my opinion. Like, what should we say? Should it always go to the little guy? Should it always go to, should we, what is the right answer? I'm curious to hear from you, because there is two sides to this story. And because if I had the rights to the name Skunk right now, dude, I would be grasping that shit. If I had skunk.com or something like that, dude, I'd be grasping to that. I would be trying to sell that shit. So yeah, or sell it for a good amount of money, or I'm hanging on to it. So what do you think? God has the copyright. I don't think he's got a valid signature.
For the record, when you look up BBK Tobacco and Foods,
yeah,
all it lists under anything is that they do business under HBI International, Raw, and Juicy Joints. Nowhere does it mention Skunk anything.
But is it under the trademark, though? Because if it's under the trademark, it doesn't matter. It's just it's wrapped up legally somewhere. A real quick though, John Doe says, how are they going to trademark the name of a wild animal though? we had this conversation.
Puma did it.
Puma did it. Gator did it. All these brands.
There were so many.
Viper did it.
Yep.
Right? It's like, wait a second. Yes, you're right. Nobody else with a car can name their thing Viper. But if I invented a new drill or a screw gun or a light and called it a Viper, I could. Yep. So yeah.
Oh, okay. To be fair, when you pull up the HBI Innovations website, it lists Raw, Skunk brand, Juicy J's,
right.
Zen, Rolling.
Can you
Supreme.
show that?
Yep.
So right there.
This is their website.
Which one's the Skunk one? Oh, right there. Yeah. What have you done?
Clicked on it. Oh.
Yeah, don't go into it. We don't know what they sell and stuff like that. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, so needless to say, as I said, I would like to see them work this out mutually, come to a beneficial agreement for both parties, and move on. Nobody wants to spend money on this. But
it is legit just papers, though. I went into the site, and all it is rolling papers.
Skunk rolling papers for now. Yeah. Yep.
And glass tips. That's it.
And glass tips. So it's smoking accessories. And if there's no trademark on it, it's going to come down to who was using it first, who's been using it the longest. So, yeah, that's the story. What do you guys think? What I just a feel from you guys in the flock. What do you what's Sebastian's new YouTube channel? It's 710 somewhere on YouTube and 420 Sebastian on Instagram. Who do you think has the rights to the name How do more so? Who do you think has the stronger argument here? Or do you think? Let me lay it out. Raw has the stronger argument. They have. Let's assume they have the trademark. Okay. Does Skunk Magazine have the stronger argument? And or is there a happy medium in regards to it can go both ways? Skunk Magazine only and no rolling papers. What do you guys really think? Raw is fine. Josh is a bit of a shyster. Yeah. I don't really know, to be honest. I covered the whole story and of both the Alloy Spain and the charity, and it seemed like we're gonna say something, Miss B.
Why lie about that though?
Well, it seemed like it was more so that there was just some facts left out, which some would argue is lying.
The fact that he doesn't know where his papers are made.
Well, yeah. I don't remember the specifics.
Like, it's just odd that that's.
But yeah, I remember that there was some facts left out. They had to remove it from their packaging. That I remember because it was not accurate. And so yeah, it's that is sketch all in its own. That's sketch all in its own. And I'm just trying to think. Like I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I really do. And I try to work things out. Like, what would I do if I just had endless amounts of money? And, you know, I was trying to make multiple businesses work. And I didn't have bad intentions.
You would not squash the little guy.
No, I wouldn't at all. I would try to perpetuate, and I would try to excel, and I would try to, like, we can all exist in the same space. It's a big pie to share. Mm-hmm. But the reality is if, like, I have trademarks, we have things, and it's like if somebody was coming up, someone was trying to take something of mine, I think I might be upset, right? I think I would be, I don't know if it was the same level where someone was trying to sell something with like a pigeons. I can't trademark pigeons, don't get me wrong, or I can, I guess, as we've learned, but I haven't. But if, somebody wanted to run pigeons smoking apparel.
The thing of it is, though, is like if he has the trademark, show the trademark and it's done. Like, why has this been dragged out for so long?
Well, I think based on the claims that the Skunk Magazine cannot complete their trademark paperwork because it's being stopped by somebody with that trademark.
Right. So then if he has the trademark, enough said.
Well, in this case, I can understand why Hot Raw does not want to make a public announcement, particularly after acquiring High Times Magazine, about a smaller organization that does the exact same thing.
I guess.
Because Raw is thinking, I'm not going to highlight these guys. They're just going to get free publicity out of me. And it's just more controversy. It's not even a controversy for him. He has a trademark. Someone's trying to take it. You bring more light to this. It's just more controversy you don't need. So, yeah, do it. Trademark pigeons. Maybe I'm on it. Someone will do it before me. I've got haters. They won't be able to.
Do you remember how long it took us to get your website?
Yeah. I got haters, friends. Took me almost 10 years to get my website, pigeons420.com.
Mm-hmm. And now I have to, like, stay on it and make sure I don't miss renewals.
Yeah, I got haters, friends. Remember those corporations, those businesses, companies taking advantage of? Mm-hmm. There's that. The prime example of it. Mm-hmm. And my NDA expires this year. Even though, in my honest opinion, it expired when my life was threatened. ...
I can't wait for that episode.
I'm going to wait until it's up so that I don't even have to worry about any legal repercussion. But yeah, it's a ruthless industry, and I know people will take advantage. But I still think the best of people, and I still want the best, and I still want to see both of these companies try to work it out. Okay? I love that you got your website. Thanks, Kev. I appreciate it. It's a trademark dispute. That's correct. That's all it is. One thing you're forgetting is that trademark has geographic limits. Correct. For example, there is a Burger King in Illinois that is crazy old, and the corporation has to stay a specific distance from them. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Well, there's a difference between, like, Burger King is a franchise. So they have different, and I only know this from working in the financial industry and like holding those accounts of franchises, is that they're all named the same thing, but they're owned by different people. I don't know if that's the same in the US. I'm going to caveat that by saying that that's how it is in Canada, is that like the Subway in one city is not owned by the same person that owns the Subway in another city. Burger King, McDonald's, whatever. So same but different.
Yep. Yeah. There's already people in our space that'll stoop to threatening lives. Yeah, it happens all the time. Mm-hmm. Happens all the time, man. It happens all the time. That's why your boy stays strapped. Just kidding. Needless to say, just always just be mindful. But any goose. That's the story. I just wanted to cover it because we didn't have the full response kind of by Josh, but we had it now, so I just wanted to make sure we covered that up. What was the next one we got, Mrs. P? What's up on the docket here?
You pulled up.
Like stretching my spine out.
You pulled up Jeremy Burke post
about
the New York Times editorial board.
Oh, and the
increased cannabis use.
Yeah. So this kind of just goes along with like everything that I've been talking about in the course of the last couple weeks, is that there's been this overwhelming amount of negative publicity towards cannabis that has just dominated the internet lately. Everything, even scromiting went down in reports dramatically. Did I say dramatically a lot right there? Anyways, and ever since the rescheduling news, and then all of a sudden we saw a little bit of it's like spiking back up again. You've got that Berenson, that Alex Berenson dude, which is like that smart approaches to marijuana dude, the guy that just fucking goes around and just spreads incredible nonsense about misinformation about cannabis. And he just gets incredible amount of airtime, and it's crazy how much his shit spews. And people wanted to discuss the peak of bring up the table here, Mr. B, so I can get the title right.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No, that's okay. The New York Times editorial board last week breathlessly warned of increased cannabis usage. A new study based on the federal data just a week later shows teen usage peaked in 1999 and then has since fallen. Click on the left one first. So I can't see the tweet. There you go. Oh, one more down.
Oh, hang on. Let me just.
There we go.
Slide.
So across different demographic groups, what's the source? It's on the other slide. At the very bottom. Source is the Jonathan Calkins.
Carnegie Mellon National Survey on Drug Use and Health.
Okay. And then, back. So across different demographic groups, adolescent cannabis use rates have largely followed a similar inverted U pattern, with rates peaking in 1999 and subsequently declining. Lifetime cannabis use decreased from 47.3% in 1999 to 30.1% in 2023. Recent use declined from 27.1% to 17.8%. Early age initiation declined from 11.5% to 6.5%. A significant gender shift occurred. While males historically reported higher rates in 2023, females demonstrated higher prevalence of both lifetime and recent use. Consistent racial/ethnic differences persisted, with Asian adolescents reporting consistently lower prevalence and non-Hispanic Black and Hispanic adolescent reporting higher rates across most metrics. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because one of the common talking points right now is that more people are using weed than ever before. And due to legalization, we are seeing more children having access and smoking cannabis more than ever. Well, according to a survey, that's just simply incorrect. And I just want to make that clear that a lot of the anti-cannabis propaganda, the reefer madness that you are hearing right now online is false. It's false. It's misstated statistics. You can take statistics and you can label them, you can twist them and turn them to fit just about whatever narrative or argument you're trying to push. You can take any statistic and put a negative spin on it. It's the way of words. It's the way of argument. And that's exactly what's being done online. That's being done on the news. The mainstream news is trying to attack our plant. And when we see this, it makes me think, what is happening right now? What is happening collectively that's making the mainstream have such a negative perspective of cannabis? Because in my opinion, there should be an entirely different discussion that's happening. There should be a discussion of education, awareness, health, the benefits, and the drawbacks, and the negativity, the negative aspect of cannabis. It exists, but we find ourselves so abundantly defending this plant and its benefits that we simply skip over the negative aspects. And then in return, people who are against our plant say, oh, those in favor of cannabis never talk about the negative aspects. No, we don't, because you do that for us at length. Why do I need to repeat that? I'm trying to teach people what you're not telling them, because that's going to change lives. And it's a very peculiar time right now. And I posed this idea last week, and I wanted to pose this question to you, because if you ask me, why is the majority of product you find on the shelf legally, why is the majority of that content so high in THC? When you walk into a dispensary and you just stand there for a minute and you hear the conversations that are going on, why do you think the conversation still centers around THC? And why is the majority of products pushing the limits of THC? Some might argue, well, pigeons, you see, over the last few decades, we've grown to learn that THC is the psychoactive agent, the psychoactive cannabinoid in cannabis that gets everybody high. And everybody likes to get high, pigeons. So don't you think selling them more THC is exactly what they want? Maybe that's an argument. Maybe that's a valid argument. But to me, as an avid pothead, as an avid stoner, as an avid medicinal cannabis patient, I can tell you, and I pose the question to you, that the highest THC weed isn't the best weed. What do you think? Do you think the best weed you ever had was just 35% THC? Was that the best weed you ever had? Because guess what? I bet you it's not. I bet you had a 21%. I bet you had a 17% THC with like a 3%, 1% CBD, maybe like a 2% CBN, maybe like a 0.8 CBG, maybe like you had some THC VA, maybe you had It was what? It was the entourage effect. It was everything. It was the taste. It was the smell. It was just the, whoa, am I? But I feel good. I am good. My body's right. My mind is right. My nose is right. My eyes are right. Right? But was it from a 30% THC? It wasn't. It wasn't. It was from a much smaller bag. So it makes me think, wait a second. Why are the majority of products being pushed? Why are we still focused on just THC? What if there was a push by the powers that be to, in fact, push more negative light on weed through legalization? Then it hit me. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. The powers that be already know. It is well documented that high levels of THC do have a negative impact on the developing mind, on those that are predisposed with psychotic tendencies, those with anxiety. We already know that high THC can be tied to paranoia. Is it too much to think that the powers that be have only given us legalization and have only allowed us to just explore THC and just to, because then they can point at weed and be like, look, we gave you it. And look what happened. It's turning you all psycho. So you know what? We're doing this for you. It sure sets up an incredible argument. It really does. Because the only argument that's out there right now is that high THC induces scromiting, turns you psycho crazy. But yet that's the majority of product that's being pushed. And we know that the better product isn't the high THC. What do you think? Think I'm stretching it a bit, huh? That's fair. I don't think so. I really don't think so. It just makes me think that maybe there isn't just some conspiracy theory or some mass conspiracy out there that the powers that be that are just using THC to just further push a narrative that weed is bad. Sure, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. But it is further evidence that the education, awareness, and conversation around cannabis, cannabinoids, the endocannabinoid system, our bodies as a whole, is lacking. The education is lacking amongst the average consumer. And that's troublesome to me. That's troublesome to me. So,
Wizard Adam said it's customer demand, though. Ask a bud tender. They come asking for it. It's not being pushed. I disagree. Anytime that I go in, they ask me what I'm looking for, and I say, I don't really know. And they go, well, this is our highest THC.
It literally happened to me not 2 weeks ago.
And I go,
my buddy Midas did the same thing. Sorry,
no, I don't need the highest THC. I just want something good.
Yeah. And sometimes literally was in the dispensary with my boy Midas at the Pink Flamingo, and my buddy doesn't like high THC, and he's like, do you have anything under 25%? And they're like, no. And this was flour. So it's like, that's kind of my point, though, is that I agree with you. Customers come in and do ask for this, but this is because they've been geared and educated, or not educated, but they've been geared to believe that THC is the answer to their problems. THC is the one fix, the be all to end all. And that's my argument. That's my problem. That's the issue.
Most dispos are also set up THC over here, CBD over here. You get one or the other. And it's like, no, I want both.
Right.
In the middle.
A good 1-1.
Yeah.
good 1-to-1. Go to a dispensary and look for a good 1-to-1. They've got what? One? They've got one? And it might be because of customer demand. I agree with that. But if the people understood what a good 1-to-1, like one, the ratio, 1 part, 1 part THC, 1 part CBD, a good 1-to-1, what that does to your body is incredible. You can find a lot of relief in that without a whole lot of like cognitive impairment. But the average person doesn't know that. I don't think the average person knows about CBN or even CBD, but you know what I mean? CBG, these cannabinoids that can have the same effects of THC, but without the down, without the low, the sleep, that kind of thing, the burnout. So, yeah. More importantly is I like to have these conversations. I like to explore the possibilities. I like to think outside the blunt. And I want to try to spark conversation, because we all know that if we stay silent, nothing happens. We can't move forward. We can't find awareness. We can't find answers. And that's not where I want to be. I don't want to be static, not moving, nothing. I want to be looking forward, pushing. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm in left field. Maybe this is so far wrong, but at least it's questioning what is. And I think that is important. That is the Socratic method. And I think at the end of the day, as the low level of society, let's face it, we are all I wish we were the movers and shakers, but we're just the backbones. But the reality is that there's a whole lot of other pieces that make the body move, and we're not it. But the reality is that we will find. I lost my track of thought now. Fuck. We'll find peace in this plant. We find peace in this plant and solidarity, and I think this plant creates open-mindedness that allows us to question the powers that be. Therefore, the powers that be are threatened by the very existence of this plant. Why should we have a populace that is open-minded and questions authority and government overreach when we can just turn them psychotic instead? We're already overworked, underpaid, highly stressed, depressed, anxious. Why not make them crazy too? They gave us tobacco, untapped. They gave us alcohol, untapped. They gave us opioids, damn near untapped. But weed? What is it? What is it about cannabis that the powers that be know that we don't? Or do we know what they know, and that's why it's a horse race. It's the dog trying to catch its tail. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys for being here for a good conversation, because without you, these conversations wouldn't happen to anybody other than with Mrs. P and I. And Mrs. P can only handle so much of my crazy for so long. But again, what do you guys think? That it's a bit over the top, but I'm curious what your opinion is. Miracle's Edge says U.S. government has had a patent on CBD and THC since 2001. That is an absolute fact. Yeah, your government will definitely have a patent on it long before we will. Yeah.
I liked everyone's comments about the peak in 99 being like, we all thought the world was going to end in 2000. So we were just saying, what the hell?
Yep, right.
I'm going out happy.
And it's like 1999 was a much different time. When I hear proponents that are against our plant say that there's way more people that smoke today than ever did. Well, duh. A, it's legal, and B, people were not willing to admit that they were breaking the law. I don't care. Do you think that it would be a good idea when the government says, "Hey, do you do anything illegal in your home?" during a survey? And you answer yes is a good idea? Come on. Cocaine and heroin are illegal as well. So you think all the cocaine and heroin doers out there are just like, yeah, let's check that box, dear. Yeah, let's check the do you do cocaine and heroin? Yeah. Do you sell and distribute? Yeah,
Yes, I do.
Should we check those boxes too, Miss P? Look at us go. Look at us go. What do we get?
You make a mess in the basement? Absolutely.
Oh, by golly, saw that show too. Yes, I do. No, of course not. Of course not. And if you think, oh, that's meth and heroin or whatever I said, dude, cannabis is literally labeled or still is for that matter, scheduled as the exact same as those. It wasn't long ago where they're just as damaging or scary and frightening, and there are a lot of old school moms and dads that were like, oh, this shit's gonna kill you. So it's like that kind of fear existed. So why would you admit?
We also didn't know any better back then. Like, we didn't have choices of THC levels and CBD, CBG levels. It was like the dude down the street in the red toque was selling, and you got it wrapped in some tinfoil, and you were happy about it.
Yup.
That was it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. And you made do. It's a much different world out there now. Much different world out there. But another, we covered this last week in regards to a stronger cognition using cannabis. Do you guys remember this story? Well, actually, it turns out that there's more to it. Not only do you have a stronger cognition, should you be a long-term older consumer of cannabis, turns out you have a bigger brain. Yeah, you have a bigger brain. Check this out. So here's an article. This is moderate cannabis use may protect the aging brain. Well, my gosh, does that not go against the narrative they just tried to tell us? My goodness gracious. Here's the summary. What's the source? Sorry, Miss P, real quick.
Neuroscience News.
Neuroscience News. You know it's legit. All right. Summary. New research. What were we going to say?
That's as big as I can make it when
Hit
it
one
fits
more?
on the screen. No, it goes too big and you can't see it.
Oh, okay. Very well. It's fine. Summary. New research has uncovered a surprising link between cannabis use and brain health in middle-aged and older adults. In a large-scale study involving over 26,000 participants from the UK Biobank, researchers found that lifetime cannabis use in adults ages 40 to 77 was genuinely associated with larger volumes in specific brain regions and superior cognitive function. Okay? It's just like, this is real science. And of course, this is no science that you're going to hear spread by the mainstream. Unlike the cognitive decline often associated with heavy use in adolescence, which is what I discussed last week that was a bit contentious, this older demographic, who often uses cannabis for sleep or chronic pain, showed preserved brain volume in areas critical for memory and learning, such as the hippocampus. While the findings suggested a potential neuroproductive effect in aging, the researchers emphasized that the relationship is complex, with moderate use appearing to offer the most consistent benefits. Okay, and there it is right there. Key facts. I won't get into them too hard, but preserved brain volume, cognitive boost, the moderate advantage, complex regional effects, and demographic shift. Wow. Okay. And I encourage you guys to check that out. This is a study involving 26,000 participants. This is science, baby. And this is the stuff that the mainstream won't tell you. So if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell, because we're talking about all the things that people don't want to, that the mainstream is trying to avoid, because this is the stuff that'll enlighten you, that will make you ask questions and consider cannabis as a full-time medication. So that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. And like I said, it goes against so much of the narrative that you hear right now. And I just think that this is one of those things where it's like, when the mainstream wants us to think one thing, but we're hearing another, what is it that they don't want us to see? Where's the distraction? A lot of files being released right now. and it seems like they're coming out at a mass amount that can't be slowed down, depending on who you ask and whether or not they're all released or not. They're not all released. We'll have to see, but it's a mass distraction. This is why it's like when I see pigeons, well, it's a bit of a stretch. It's like, are you serious? Have you not been reading what's going on in the news? Did you not know that your childhood photos that were logged into a magazine became someone else's menu items? That's crazy. And if someone had told you that 15 years ago, you would have been like, it's a bit of a stretch, I guess, maybe. So it's like, wait a second. These kind of things do exist. And I don't think it's kind of a coincidence that they're not talking about these things. When they're not talking about these things, this is when something's happening. Reasonable to believe. So I tried everything the doctors asked me to try since I'm their test subject. Think I'm ready to try CBD now. Oh, well, I wish you nothing but luck, Dabarino. What is the acronym CCS? I don't know. Someone else was using that CCS, but CCS until he tests clean. Oh. My son has been having insane stomach cramps, and they won't treat him for anything but CCS until he. We'll figure that out. CCS until he tests clean. He isn't a heavy smoker either. It's fucking crazy. That is insane.
Maybe they meant CHS.
CHS until he tests clean. CHS. Yeah. Speaking of adolescents using cannabis, this is a kind of a video I wanted you guys to see of the power of this plant. Okay, and when I say that children should not smoke cannabis, I mean that wholeheartedly. But do I mean that children should not do cannabis? No, I don't mean that at all. In fact, here is an example of children a child doing cannabis, and you'll see the effects of it. Maybe someone can break that up for me. I can't.
Yeah, I don't know what it says.
But CBD. So this child is convulsing, possibly having a seizure, an epileptic.
Sorry, I don't know what that was.
An epileptic episode. And you can already notice. You can turn the sound back on. You can already notice. Nope. Okay, just turn it down. Yeah, you can already notice that this boy's eyes are opening. He's slowing down. He's no longer convulsing. And I don't know what you see when you see that video. I know in a world of AI and misconception and deception, it's hard to believe that kind of stuff, but that is the power of this plant. And why any government, why any entity, but more importantly, why any human being would deny a child or another human being relief from something like that with our plant, I think is not only immoral, I think it's evil. And it further proves to me that the mission that I'm on, to spread awareness about this plant to as many people as possible, is a valid, critical mission. And you know what? I might come up with some crazy ideas or some crazy conspiracies, but at the end of the day, if anything, maybe I'm sparking conversation about this plant to people who otherwise didn't know. And to think that I might have that impact on one person someday, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I wish nothing but the best for that family, man. As a father of a 14-year-old boy, I couldn't imagine seeing my child in that kind of position. But I will tell you right now that I would do anything to make sure that they didn't feel any pain and that they lived the best life possible with the most opportunity that they could. And I think that's your mission as a father. And if that mission involves using a medication that is frowned upon and demonized, then, you know, as a father, I'll make decisions that I feel fit. So it's not easy, but that's tough. That's the good herb right there. Yep, Modus. That's the good herb, friend. 316 in the house. Toe Jam Kid, good to see you, friend. You can impact me any day. Oh, Charm. I like that. Charm City. That's the gayest thing I heard today, but you know what? I'm in. You said the exact words that almost all of us, of all of them, have said, I will do anything. You said the exact words that almost all of them have said, I will do anything. Yeah, Trailblazer. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I just translated it.
Oh, what you got?
It says, in a few minutes of CBD medicine transforming your family's life.
Okay.
So.
Yep. So that's it. Yeah, bong rip, mother lovers. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a family-friendly document style rip here, friend. Okay. But yeah, it's powerful. It is a powerful plant, guys. We have, and to know that if you are of the ages of over 40 and 77, you could be with a stronger mind. I think it's kind of stuff we already knew, right? Oh, what? Get out of here. Get out of here. Charm City Chaos, did you just pack this bowl for me? It was very kind. Thank you very much. How was my performance, Kush Day? Chairs, friends. Chairs. Setting up chairs for the dinner party.
Canada does offer MAID one more quarter.
What's MAID?
Medically assisted.
Oh, euthanasia.
Yeah. However, there is instances where people are fighting that decision. I read an article a couple weeks ago about a man in BC who took advantage of it, who had every right to, and his family is arguing that they shouldn't have allowed him to because he was depressed. And they're fighting it in court. They're suing the hospital. He had many illnesses, and they did all of the proper paperwork. They did all of the psych studies, and he was approved. And I think it's such a shame for a family to, and he was an adult. I think it's a shame for a family to not accept that he made his choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that they're fighting with right now. So.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's a crazy subject. I will be your personal impactor like Snoop's roller. I do not approve. Fuck that. Come here and I will heal you. Grotato, I appreciate your input. Yeah, it's a very controversial subject for sure. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that believe heavily one way or the other. In regards to what was the acronym you used?
MAID.
I use euthanasia. MAID.
It's the proper term.
And yeah, is what it is. I'm on about 1,000 milligrams of RSO and about 0.08 grams of mushrooms. Feeling pretty good right now. That's fantastic. This sounds like a good time, man. You know what's not a good time? Picture this. Let me paint a little scenario for you right now. Okay, Let's say you're running an operation. Let's say an underground cannabis operation. Okay, and also along the lines you're running counterfeit operation. Okay, you're just feeling the groove. You know, you're a mob boss maybe. No, you're not a mob boss. You're running an underground operation. Maybe you're new to this. Maybe you're not. Starts to make some steam. Okay, you start to make some real money. You're pushing $14 million through your operation. Okay, that's some real cash. That's some real money. And then guess what? Boom! You get popped by the federale. Okay, you don't get taken out. Okay, no, you get popped. You're arrested. You're taken in. So you hire a lawyer. You hire a lawyer to defend yourself because the prosecutor is coming after you. Okay? She's coming hard. She doesn't like having no underground cannabis mafia mob. You're not a mafia mob boss. You're just underground counterfeit cannabis operation. No big deal. 14 million. Prosecutor wants you. Okay? So you hire a lawyer. But guess what? To your knowledge, you find out halfway through your case that your lawyer is sleeping with the prosecutor. How would that make you feel? Well, guess what? I got a story for you. Judge tosses out cannabis trafficking case after lead prosecutor had an affair with the defense lawyer. Sometimes you can't even write a better story. 8 men who were facing cannabis trafficking and money laundering charges at the Montreal courthouse saw the cases brought against them tossed out on Friday because the lead prosecutor and one of the defense lawyers in the case had an affair. Tell me the system isn't stacked against you, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me the system isn't stacked against you. Superior Court Justice Gregory Moore said while a stay of proceedings should be the last remedy in a trial, he could see no other way to handle how former prosecutor Alice Rogina Rogo and defense lawyer Matthew Rondeau Poisson, what's her name? Alice Bourbonnais Roguin and defense lawyer Matthew Rondeau Poisson had a secret sexual relationship while they were at opposite ends of pending cases. This is going to be on Law and Order in no time.
Oh, I look forward to it.
While delivering his decision, Moore mentioned more than a few times. Rondeau Poisson, quote, lied under oath when he testified last year. Barbenon Roguin was fired by the director. Oh, God.
Too much French.
Directeur des Prosecutions Criminelles et Pénales in November. She also lied about the relationship when her superior in the DPCP asked her to explain what was going on. Quote, more prosecutors respect the high standard of professionalism that is expected of their office. Maître Barbenon Rogo, I don't know, Alice did not. She put herself in a conflict of interest situation with one of the lead defense attorneys in the case, who also put himself in a conflict of interest situation. Yeah, we're going to call it putting themselves in a conflict of interest situation, when it was more like a bounce, wow. Every day for approximately 10 months, the prosecutor deprived David Keith Bishop, 55, of Montreal, the accused represented by Alice, no, this is Matthew, of the right to make an informed choice about the lawyer that would represent them. Had Mr. Bishop known that his lawyer was sleeping with the prosecutor, he may have wanted to fire him, as he did in May of 25, and to hire a lawyer with whom was not boning the prosecutor. Dun, dun, dun. What a story, dude. What a story, man. I don't even know what to say.
That's crazy.
I don't even know what to say. That's going to be an episode of something. That's all I got. We're going to see that on The Rookie next year. Okay, next season. When did the cartoons start? It's coming. I'm going to have little cartoon depictions of what's going on here. Pigeons, your French sucks. Dude, you wouldn't believe it, dude. I got a B in university French. Didn't have to say almost any of it. It was all like written. Yep. Yeah.
We are not from the French part of Canada.
This is a mini series. Felix, it totally is. Yeah, it totally is. Moral of the story, don't do drugs, kids. Okay? Don't do drugs, friends, okay? Law and Order for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, crazy, man. Crazy. What do we got, Ms. P? What do we got?
What is next? You have a Fox News post.
Oh, of course. What's it about? I remember this vaguely.
4 men have been charged.
Oh, I just wanted to see the footage of this. Oh, what?
Oh.
Look at this. This is a video.
Oh,
Check
okay.
this out. Fight or flight. 4 men have been charged after a police raid on an estimated $10 million cannabis grow operation in Australia. Drone footage shows 5 suspects running from officers. 1 man escaped, and the other 4 reportedly refused to give any information. Yeah.
Now, will this be copywritten?
It's Fox News. No, probably not. Yeah, we can't see it though very well. No, we're pretty much seeing it actually. Go from the bottom. Yeah.
That's all you got.
There it is. Look at him go. Look at him go. 4 of those guys got caught. Which one do you think got away? The guy in front? Which one
I'm
got
thinking.
away? Oh, the guy in the front stopped. Oh, green shirt didn't make it.
Oh, that was it.
That was it. They're running from a cannabis farm. 10 million. ... Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Guys, you know what that means? Now's an opportunity to get your hands on a bag of Stash Nutrients from stashnutrients.com. Did you know if you're in Tucson, Arizona on February 28th, you can go to Eco Grow Store and check out Mike Chang doing a live class presentation about organics and Stash Nutrients. And anytime throughout the day, you don't have to go to the class. If you tune in and you go to their store, you can get 30% off Stash Nutrients. I wanted to say that because it's an amazing opportunity to go talk with a guy who knows a lot about organic nutrients, organic growing, and it's a good opportunity to snag some Stash Nutrients for 30% off if you're in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, that was a plug. I love plugging my own business, my own company. Stash Nutrients, guys. Stash Nutrients is in my garden, and I made it easy. Actually, in fact, I amended my second batch of soil today. Yeah, 2 batches of amended soil, friends. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Incredible. What a great transition, hey? Classic. Is that can of convos in the house with Sly? No way. Good to see you, friend. Let's go. Stash Nutrients. Let's go. Sly's in the house. Good to see you, Sly. How you doing, brother? Yeah. Make sure you get some, man. Make sure you get some. Stash Nutrients, guys. You don't have to go to the store in Tucson to get it. You can go to stashnutrients.com. Check it out. It's literally 2 bags. A base and a bloom. But you can add Stash Blend for the rest of everything else. You'll grow great weed without Stash Blend, but you can grow some pretty fucking fantastic weed with Stash Blend. It's trio, works fantastic. But it's Stash Blend is the rest, everything else. Okay. I got 8 different strains going, and they all love Stash Blend Organics. Appreciate you, John. Thank you, man. Only real men have the stash. It's a good ad. I'm going to put that in an ad. El Canasur just made some new Stash Nutrients graphic designs. No way. Are they public? Because I'll show it. I sure did. El Canna content. I sure did. I'll totally share them. Are they on Instagram or something? I'd love to share. Still making you some Sly. Ooh, content, making content. I love that, man. I love that. Well, if it's somewhere I can showcase, I certainly would love to. Make sure you're following Okana Content on Instagram. We had another one, Ms. B. What you got?
You have DOJ. Sorry. The DOJ suggests in new filing that a frail and elderly grandmother who uses cannabis for a chronic medical condition could potentially succeed in challenging the federal law banning gun possession by cannabis consumers while defending the overall policy.
So that's crazy. Go ahead, open her up. Right before we do, Toe Jam, my bag of stash blend is a bunch of hard tar like chunks. Toe Jam, reach out to Grower's House. We have someone who takes care of all that for you, and then we'll send you out a new bag, no problem. Take a picture, and we got you, dude. I'm not sure how any bags still are getting passed or they might be just out circulations the last few. But yeah, we had issues with clumping on the very original products, but then we put some humidity packs in there and it took care of it perfectly. So yeah, we'll make sure we take care of that. So just reach out to support at Grower's House and we got you. Okay. And that goes for anybody, man. You have any issues with any of our products, just speak up, okay? Please. But yeah, so if you guys don't already know, cannabis consumption and firearm ownership in America is a very touchy subject. You have the right to the Second Amendment, but it seems in some states, the consumption and use of medicinal cannabis will void that. And although I have a pretty strong opinion about this, it seems as if the DOJ is going to take a look at it. So click on the story, Mrs. P.
Oh.
DOJ suggests that, quote, frail and elderly grandmother who uses medical marijuana could own her gun while defending overall federal ban. ... The U.S. Justice Department is again defending the federal law prohibiting people who use marijuana from owning or possessing firearms, in part by drawing a contrast between those affiliated with gangs and a hypothetical frail and elderly grandmother who uses medical cannabis. In a brief filed with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit last week, attorney for the DOJ said judges should uphold the earlier denial of a motion to dismiss the case of U.S. versus Baxter, where the defendant was convicted of violating a statute known as Section 922G3. As in multiple related cannabis and gun cases, the Justice Department argued that disarming people who use marijuana does not constitute a violation of the Second Amendment because the law is grounded in historical precedents with the country's founding. Specifically, the federal government claimed there are relevant historical analogs prohibiting gun ownership by the mentally ill, those who induce terror, and, quote, habitual drunkards. Because Baxter's marijuana use makes him a particularly dangerous gun possessor, this court should affirm the denial of his motion to dismiss, DOJ said. In defending its position, the department made repeated references to an earlier case that went before the 8th Circuit, U.S. versus Veasley, in which the court indicated that historical precedents might not justify disarming a, quote, frail and elderly grandmother who uses cannabis and keeps a gun for protection. Quote, notably, however, disarmament of drug users is comparable to founding era laws only if it is, quote, limited to those who pose a danger to others, end quote. DOJ said in the latest filings, the Second Amendment, for example, may tolerate disarmament of a PCP user, but not a, quote, frail and elderly grandmother who, quote, uses marijuana for a chronic medical condition. It later added that this court suggested as an appeal... This court suggested an as-appealed Second Amendment challenge might succeed for an 80-year-old grandmother who uses marijuana for chronic pain and keeps a pistol tucked away for her own safety. So, it's a very interesting time. It's a very interesting time to see how this is going to work its way out. However, I simply do not believe that consuming cannabis should be grounds for violating your rights as a citizen. I think that's pretty straightforward. It's clear that mental illness is or has been grounds to remove firearm ownership and possession. And I think that these kind of incidences should be on a case by case basis. And if you are somebody that, in my opinion, we all suffer from depression. We all suffer from anxiety, but the level of depression and anxiety you suffer from is on a spectrum of literally severity and how much it influences you and the actions that you have over others. And to me, people who are mentally ill should have restrictions on firearm ownership. Now, that's something that should be worked out between you and your doctor, and your state or your government or what have you. But I do think that those that have illnesses, but just because you use cannabis doesn't mean you have an illness that deems you ineligible, or rather unable to possess a firearm. I simply think that argument doesn't exist. So it's good to see that the court's going to hear that, quote, an elderly and frail grandmother should be able to protect herself. I think that, of course, if she uses weed for chronic pain and she needs to protect herself, then that's just a no-brainer to me. But what do you guys think? I think we're obviously heavily biased here in the chat in regards to our position towards cannabis, but let's try to look outside of ourselves and try to get an outside perspective of the reality of things. And it's like, should everyone who uses cannabis have access to guns? Well, no, I don't think so. Not everyone. Just because you use cannabis doesn't mean you should be able to. No, I think that, of course, it's a case-by-case basis. Should everybody who drinks milk have access to cannabis? No. Or to access to cannabis firearms? No. There should be some regulation to that. My question to you is where do we draw that regulation? Where do we draw that line? Where do you see healthy firearm ownership and cannabis consumption? As somebody who is a medical patient of cannabis and I own firearms, I'm thankful, I can do both of them. I believe that there are, and I am an example of, environments that have healthy balances between cannabis consumption and firearm ownership, right? And so I have children, or I have a child here. I often have children in my home, and I am a responsible stoner, and I'm a responsible firearm owner. So it's pick your side. What do you think? Can it happen? Better to be a pothead with a gun than an alcoholic with a gun.
I agree.
I think there's some argument to that. Yeah. If you're ever in that area, let me know. I'll bring some blunts. Just because you consume doesn't mean it's so strong they're not allowed to protect themselves. Right, Scott. Yeah. The tree of knowledge was in cannabis plant, and fruits from said tree was buds. Yeah, imagine that, eh? So the issue was the Heatley problem in the first place, or not? So the issue was the Heatley problem?
Healthy.
Oh, so the issue was the healthy problem in the first place, or not? I don't understand. Do you understand, SP?
I don't understand.
Sorry, I talk about so many things and the chat's so far behind, or like the delay on it is so far behind that sometimes I talk about 5 things before I look back. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I have a question, and I'm gonna out myself saying this, and I don't care, and that's okay. So I got a firearms license. I can legally possess. I can legally purchase. I am a well-documented
psycho
patient from the age of 12 being treated for anxiety and depression. I've been to therapists, I've been to psychiatrists. It's all in my like, at no point was I asked this. At no point did I have to fill out paperwork stating this. Nobody has ever been like, oh, hey, we shouldn't have given you a permit. At what point do they check on those things?
When you become a problem, when they should check on those things.
Should you not check those things prior to the problem?
It's none of their business. So hear me out. The government knows this already. The government, like in Canada, we have a public healthcare system. And even in America, your doctors talk to your government. Your hospitals talk to your government. And so they have access to your medical records. Anything can be subpoenaed. Anything can be looked at. But not only do we have a medical record with the government, we also have a firearms record with the government. That's how it works in Canada. I know it's not how it works in America, but that's how it is for us. And so they can easily cross that information, which I don't think they should do. I don't think that those departments should talk to each other. That's just so much government oversight that I just disagree with. Now, I can understand why that could be a problem to others.
Honestly, as the mental patient, I'm going to say that in every nice way as I possibly can about myself. I feel like they should. I feel like that should be taken into consideration, because look at how many situations there have been, even just in the last week, of gun violence in mentally unstable people, where had they done the checks before the problem started, maybe there wouldn't have been a problem.
Well, perhaps. If I may, a lot of these people are already well documented to have criminal behaviors.
Correct.
And so in the first place, they're not first time offenders. But the thing is that we've owned firearms for years. You've owned firearms for years. Mm-hmm. You've shot firearms for years. You haven't done anything negative with firearms.
No.
That we're willing to admit. Nothing more than a good time in a friend's backyard.
I really got that target that one time.
And so it's like, what good would it be for the government to be looking at your health record and comparing that to your firearms possession? No good at all, right? Right? In your case. So, in my opinion,
but my case is not the typical case.
Well,
one could say.
Well, who knows? I know a lot of people are documented, but no, you're right. Let's assume it's not a typical case, and let's say they look into you. Well, how much do you want the government looking? So what? Should you either A, not be allowed to own a firearm, or B, not have access to medication, or what? What are they going to do? What are they going to? Because you've never done anything wrong.
No, and I understand that. I kind of pick.
I want to err on the side of no government intervention versus intervention.
At this point in my life, I fully expect that I have no privacy anymore. There is nothing that my government doesn't know about me. I have no rights to privacy.
Well, we're Canadian. We don't have rights.
Right. So I know this as an adult. I just anticipated at some point in applying for my firearms that I would have had to tick a box saying I am mentally unwell.
Oh, yeah. Well,
in the nicest way possible. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I suppose if you're willing to admit you're mentally unwell, that no, you should not own a firearm. Okay.
No, but that's you know what I mean? Like, that there should have been a point where I had to say, like, yes, I suffer from depression. Yes, I suffer from anxiety. Are you on any are you clinically diagnosed with, any of these things? I'm used to having to fill that out on a daily basis when I fill out paperwork. That is something that since I was 12 years old, I have always been very open about. Whether it's insurance paperwork, whether it's, going to a physiotherapist, going to anywhere, you have to fill out that kind of paperwork now. It just kind of shocked me that I didn't have to.
Yep. But you got to remember, you're handing this into the government that already knows.
I guess.
And a lot of these companies that you labeled are not the government. They're private companies that are looking for your health. And you got to remember too, like they're in America, we don't have the right to firearms up here.
No.
Right? It is not a God-given right. In America, you have the God-given unalienable right to firearms. And unless you break the law or violate, you really break the law, that's really the only way to lose your rights and just get handed different rights. The government cannot just assume you're a bad person. And for your example, you are atypical. You are an atypical example. You're an example of the neighborhood friendly psycho. You've never done anything wrong. And you've never displayed any reason for the government to look into you. So why should they?
No, and I get that.
So when you start going off the handle and you start being mentally unstable, then like a lot of these examples, without getting too deep into them because they're very hot topics, and we're always willing to get into these topics, but we can get sidetracked as we already are. It doesn't matter. A lot of these individuals were mentally unstable, check, but had well-documented histories with law enforcement, with medical professionals that have had to walk them off the edge. And if that's the case, that's where the system's failing.
With firearms that were confiscated from the home and then returned.
Again, a failed system. So already where government should be intervening, they're not. They're not doing it well enough. So for the atypical, average, law-abiding, moral, prudent, sober citizen, you are entitled to your rights. You are entitled to self-defense. Now we're in Canada, and we are not entitled to self-defense. We are not entitled to the right to firearm ownership. So it's a little bit different for us. Now I would tell you otherwise, but I just mean at a state level. So it's a little bit different for us. But the reality is I don't want any non-warranted government intervention.
No,
honesty is okay, but I just feel like I understand where you're coming from, where it's like we should check these boxes because
and if I lied on the paperwork because they already know that the answer is yes, and if I say no on the paperwork, there's your red flag, right? Then you start to keep an eye.
But those who have problems aren't marking that box.
A lot of people lie.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
But if the government already knows the answer is yes,
right, then
you watch those people who lie.
Yep. But the reality is they're watching everybody anyways.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I thought it was weird.
No, I get it. You'd think there'd be more questions, maybe. Yep.
Right? I fully expected at least that question.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked, are we watching Olympic hockey? Yes.
Yeah, we'll be watching tomorrow at 2:10.
No.
No, 12:40?
No, 9:40 in the morning?
9:40 is the first game.
Yeah, we're Canada.
Oh, is it 9:40? Oh, it is 9:40.
U.S. plays at 2:10.
2:10 backwards. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So 9:40 tomorrow we're in.
And then Sunday at 7 a.m. for the gold medal game.
But yeah, very hot topic we're talking about, guys, and I want to
Sorry,
be.
I got real
No, whatever.
Serious
That's what it's all
there
about.
for a
It's tea.
minute.
This is
I
tea.
know.
But we're always open to the conversation. Mrs. P and I are from Canada. Okay, we are from Canada. If you didn't know that, we do talk about a lot of American stories because, I talk about all stories from everywhere, to be honest with you. But the reality is I do talk about a lot of American stories because America has a much larger population than Canada. American legalization means something to the world. And quite frankly, it's a fucking theater down there. When I'm watching you guys sort through cannabis legalization, I want to be very specific. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus here. But when I watch the US sort through cannabis legalization and the shittery that's happening, I can't help but just eat it up. So what America does matters. And I mean that particularly specifically on the cannabis stage. So this is why it's important. This is why I talk about these things, and I try to at least stay aware and and somewhat educated on the topics. But you're cool as fuck, P. Gordon, you're right. Thanks. Mrs. P's cooler than me, though. It's okay. That was some good tea, Mrs. P. John, your biggest fan. He likes you.
Aw, thanks.
Thanks, John.
I've always been very open about
American Wild.
all of those things. I always said that I would never not talk about it because when I was 12 years old, nobody talked about it. And I remember feeling like I was going crazy. And I don't ever want someone else to feel that way. So I talk about it. People ask about it. I have no problem.
But what a show it was.
It was.
Oh,
Sly sent some pictures.
Sly found them?
Yep.
Sweet, show them up. Show them up. Oh, shit, son. That looks fantastic, dude.
Hang on, there's more.
Wow, that looks really cool.
How do I get it?
Yeah, where are you looking at those, Ms. B?
What's that?
Where are you?
He just sent them to you on Instagram.
Oh.
Dun, dun.
I fucking love those, man. Wow. Wow. Dude, you're going to see those places, dude. Make sure, if you didn't already, is his name on it anywhere?
I don't think so.
Oh, canna concept. Make sure you put your name on there somewhere, man. Give yourself some credit. It might say it in the back. I'm not sure, but I'll make sure I pass those along. But I'll make sure if you put your name somewhere on there, created by or signed by in the corner, make it really cool, whatever you like.
A little Walmart.
Put an @ symbol for your handle, whatever, dude. If I'm going to share those, I want to make sure I'm giving credit to where credit's due. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Very cool. Very cool, and it's I'm flattered to see that kind of stuff created for something that I've had a hand in creating myself. Canada is America, so I guess we're all going down with the ship. No. Oh, I made him for Sly Canna Convos. Okay. I see. So they're not from me, but that's okay. I love that.
They're very cool.
They're very cool, dude. They're very cool. I still think you should put your name on it. But the Canada is not America, dude. I live in the greatest country in the world. Okay, I have no problem saying that as a Canadian. And I think you as an American should be willing and have every right to say the exact same thing. You live in the greatest country in the world. And if you live in the UK or all these other places, you have the right to say that too. And because, we live in beautiful countries. Governments ruin great countries. Okay, they misrepresent good people, and that's something that you shouldn't forget, and that I certainly don't forget, and I won't let change my opinion of the world. And so, I want to remember. Cannabis is a beautiful place. Cannabis. Canada is a beautiful place, and I think it's worth celebrating. North America.
Yes.
Brother.
You should love
Gotcha,
where
P.
you live. You should love your country. You should.
I'm a nationalist, dude. Yep, I'm a nationalist. It's okay to say that. Weapons are not allowed here, but since 2024, it's also allowed to grow some plants. Oh, Mentalis. Metalis. Where are you from? You probably already mentioned this, but I did miss it. I did not see it. South America? Very punchable. DeWine is a joke. I don't know who DeWine is. Very punchable face. Probably a politician. God bless cannabis. Greatest country on earth. Yeah. Weedville. Yeah. You ever been? Wait, it is called North America, right? Yeah. North America is Canada, America, Mexico.
North America is the continent, not the country.
Yep. Must be Australia. Australia's a pretty cool place too. Canada's a beautiful country. Yeah, so's America though. Yeah, traveled it a little bit. Canada, it's got it in its name. Yeah, pretty much. It's like canna.
Canna.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how Canada got its name, eh? From a competition where they pulled letters out of a hat. And the guy said, "Hey there, but do me a favor and write these letters down. I'm going to pull them out of a hat." And as I pick them out, I want you to write it down, okay? Okay, bud. Okay, he said. I got you. All right, we've got a C, eh? N, eh? D, eh? All right, so you got Canada. You Canada. Oh, son of a bitch. That sounds pretty good. Huh? What do you think? That was a couple Mounties. Terry Fox and Celine Dion came up with that shit. Okay? All on their own. All right?
I'm not sure if you had a French accent or a Minnesotan accent.
Hey there, bud.
What
Hey there, bud.
Hey there, bud.
Hey, where's Justin? Where's Justin Bieber at? Anyways, what do you think, friends? What do you think? That was a pretty good show. Did you know we're going to be live tomorrow? At Pigeons420 over on Twitch. Do you guys know about Arc Raiders? Do you know about Arc Raiders? Huh? I play that game. Yeah, at Twitch. No, yep, on Twitch at Pigeons420. Don't forget to hit me up over on X too. Okay, at Pigeons420. Hit me up with a follow, guys. If there's a story that you would like me to cover, if there's something that you would like to discuss here on T, let me know. Because that's the place to do it. The stories that I come up with, the things that I find within the in the space are great, but you guys are the foot soldiers, man. You guys are in the space. You guys are doing the things. And if there is something that you would like to discuss, let me know. Fill me in. Let me follow you on your little adventure of life, and let me bring it to the world. Okay. Today we had over 1 million people tune in live for this Tea with P episode. Unbelievable numbers. Mrs. P, I'm trying to be serious. Unbelievable numbers. 1,000,005, actually. I think it was maybe closer to 1.8. Can't tell. But let me know. Okay? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every single week. We got some great videos coming down the pipe for you guys. Some great videos. It's like boom, 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 boom. Took some time to do some bangers, and I can't wait to fill you in.
Ooh.
What you got, Miss B?
Announcement that we should have mentioned a long time ago.
Probably. What you got?
Not here next week.
Oh, we're not here next week.
And possibly the next week. Because we're in playoffs.
Playoff hockey has begun.
And unfortunately, Thursdays are the day.
And it's going to be tough. We don't actually know the schedule yet. And the reality is that it's probably all just going to happen.
It's like Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursdays are our days.
Are our days. So and possibly Mondays.
Well, practices on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays, and all those game days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's possible that there could be a game on tea time, and we ain't missing a game. So that we will continue with the regular scheduled programming one of these days. But stay tuned too. I meant to put a new Discord together, but I didn't do that. I was supposed to hear back from Discord about getting suspended on my account. Well, I am going to be creating a new Discord. Okay? A new Discord. So stay tuned for that. I will announce next week on the channel, but if you follow me on Instagram or if you follow me on Twitch, Twitter, I'll post it there. You'll have first access, okay? I lost my Discord. It was deleted because of fucking sales of something or other. But now we weren't selling shit. You can't sell anything on Discord. You can't sell old Tupperware containers. Nothing. And we weren't selling nothing, but there was a meme that was shared and it was taken as a fucking advertisement, but whatever. It is what it is. So I will, I'll share that with you guys as soon as it's live. All right. Fresh from the scratch. Yeah, we're going to start fresh. Yeah. It's all good. Great show tonight. Thank you, East Coast. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you a lot, man. Shout out to the Twitch crew, dude. Shout out to On a Roll. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Potato. Shout out to Skittles. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me every night on Twitch. Night of Living Soil. Saw you. There you are. I see you. Hazer, thank you, man. Mentalist. Appreciate you. I never saw where you were from, but I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by, okay? Thanks to everybody for stopping by. 702 Exotic, Glad you had the opportunity to stop by. I appreciate you. If you guys have the opportunity to share this show and share this stream with your friends and family, please do that, because YouTube does not send the notifications. And now that we lost our Discord, I've seen a sizable decline in the viewership since there's no notifications going out on other platforms. So Discord was an automatic Discord, and we were telling thousands of people to tune in, and they were doing that. And so now that I don't have that, I've seen a sizable decline. So anyways, if you have an opportunity to share this episode and share the live streams with your friends, please do that. Okay? Please do that. It goes a long way. David Wallman, I appreciate you. LJ Jones, thanks again for the gifted memberships. Thousands of gifted memberships today and yesterday, today and last week. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. El Canna Content, thanks for swinging by, dude. Love your work. Keep it up, man. Adirondack, thanks for making it through the whole show, dude. Double A, thanks, man. You too. I appreciate you, man. Show it to you. Ed, thanks for showing up more often these days, man, or lately these days, man. It's been different with you around, and it's been great. Appreciate you, brother. Hendrix, thank you, dude. Thanks for being here, man. Goat Thread Gardens, thanks for pulling up. Thanks for the comments. It makes a big difference. It does. It really does. Bagios Poli. I'll see you every time from Greece. Shout out to Greece, man. Wow. Beautiful country. D Juggalo. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, man. Thank you. Fap. Appreciate you, brother. Herb Nerd. Thanks for stopping by. One more quarter. Be well. Thank you. Toe Jam Kid. Great questions. Thanks for participating in the chat too, man. Motivated by Turbs. It's always a pleasure, dude. Dressed in green. Idiom. You handsome devil. Go Canada, go. 9:40 tomorrow morning. Maybe I go live. Maybe we go live. We watch the game. I don't know. We'll see. That would be very irresponsible. Motivated by Terps, you handsome devil. Thank you for stopping by every week, man. Clay, Shens, thanks, dude. On YouTube, when is your next live going to be? Clay, I go on YouTube. It'll be next week. This time next week. No. Thursday. No, next week. Did you drop the tea time thing tonight?
I did not, but I can do it.
But look at this. Except for next Thursday and possibly the Thursday after, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central. Okay? Check the notification or check the channel back every Thursday at 9 p.m. because aside from next week, I won't be here. But I could be. I'm live every week at 9 p.m. But it's hockey season and it's playoffs, so I'm not really going to be in like the next couple. But just check back, okay? Not next week. Idiom remembers what I said. But I will be live on Twitch, and if you don't have a Twitch, I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's a great place over there, man. Pigeons 420 over on Twitch. I do a lot of gaming, a lot of smoking, and if that's not for you, every Sunday we check out gardens, we do wake and bake, no games. Okay? All right, cool, got you, bro. Appreciate you, Clay. Tasty, you take it easy, man. Free the plant. Just got off. You take care, man. I'm late. Sorry. I was just getting out of here. Paulo, much love from Uruguay, P. Just rolling one to share with you. Much love. Thank you, friend. Paulo, appreciate you. Thank you for the love. ATX, appreciate all the comments, dude. Goat Thread Gardens, appreciate you too, man. Thank you for the comments too. Rick Lane. Peace. Trailblazer. It's a great platform, guy. Come over. Yeah, you're going to love it. Guys, I'm out of here. You guys have yourselves a fantastic night. And I'll see you tomorrow, right? Because you're going to show up on Twitch? See you, John Lindsay. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.
I can't believe it, got me so pissed. And I don't know to take you traveling the world.